Hi, welcome back to the workshop, and today we are looking at something rather special from Hornby with their new P2. Now, Mike, of course, we've seen the new P2 not so long ago here in this workshop, but this one's got something special in it.
That's right, yes. So this is the steam generator equipped version of the P2. Like I say, we've seen 2007 Prince of Wales before in issue 195, and now we're here 10 issues later with the smoke generator version.
I have to say, I've seen smoke generators before, and some of them are oil-based and so forth, and they look okay, but they're very wispy. This one, the only word I can use to describe it is incredible. It looks sensational.
Yeah, and I think the other really important thing to say as well is, like you mentioned, the oil-based smoke generators, they always left a bit of a film of smoke all behind them.
Yeah.
This doesn't do any of that.
The other thing also is like oil would get all over the body of the boiler and so forth, and after a while they just tack you with your fingers. And
Right, yeah, exactly.
So how does this smoke generator actually work and differ from the traditional one?
Right, so this is it's more of an atomizer type device in here. So it actually works off water, so literally water you can take out of a tap. It's got a little slot in the front of the smoke box. You take the smoke box door out, you can fill it up with PET. Takes quite a lot of water in there as well, so it's got a nice long run time with it. And once that water's in there, it's then atomized through the chimney and creates the smoke effect that you see from the locomotive.
So it's basically like a vape, but in a model.
I suppose that's, in simple terms, a way of looking at it. It's that kind of thing. But it's not got any scent to it. It's not got any flavour or anything like that. It is just water that's been atomized through a chimney to create a steam effect.
And actually, the other thing is, when filming before, when it passed under my arms, it's actually quite cool as well.
Yes, yeah, there's no heat from it or anything, so it's just nice and safe to use. It's a really clever addition to a Hornby locomotive.
Now, some people may be thinking to themselves, water, model, DCC chips, electronics, how does it all mix and is it safe?
Well, the most important thing is it doesn't mix. As in, it doesn't physically get anywhere. The water can't get anywhere near the chip, it can't get anywhere near the motor. They're all in different components in areas within the locomotive. So it is all perfectly safe. We've seen plenty of things like this before where there's a pair of wires go to the atomizer, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The tank's fully sealed, so you can't get water leaking out anywhere. The only place you could possibly get water is if you drift a little bit on the front foot plating whilst you're filling it up.
Absolutely. So it's safe to say that you can actually do this on the lounge. You don't need to take it off to refill it.
Oh, no, not at all. You don't need to take this anywhere near a tap for a start or anything to do with water. You literally get a pipette that comes in the box of the locomotive. It is a very tiny hole that's in the front of the steam generator where you can actually fill up the water tank. You need the pipette to do that, so you can't, like I say, you can't run off to the bathroom with your P2 and stick it under the tap or anything like that. It's not going to work. So this is all perfectly safe. Hornby spent a lot of time researching and developing this to make sure it does work and does everything they want it to do. And there is another little party piece it's got now as well. So one of the things we've talked about quite a few times about their Triflex sound steam sounds is whilst the steam sounds sound great, they don't match the wheel revolutions of the locomotive.
No.
This one does.
Ooh.
And the exhaust beat matches it as well.
And actually, the other thing I've noticed is that when you, on DCC, when you hit function 1 to activate the sound, it activates the smoke at the same time.
That's right, yeah, and actually it's a really instant effect as well. You haven't got to wait for it to warm up. Again, if anyone's had a smoke generator before, then you'll know that actually it can take quite a while for them to warm up. They can be a little bit temperamental about how much oil's in them and things like that. You just put water in front of this, you press the on burn, and it works.
And as far as other functions are concerned, with the TXS chip, is everything else available too?
Yes, so it's got a total of 28 functions on the locomotive, 20 which are sound functions. You've got 8 additional functions to control different features. Some are active, some aren't with the P2. So you've got all those traditional things you'd expect. Like you've got 6 different whistles on it.
Cool.
It's quite clever with these Triflex sound decoders in here. They've got 3 whistles on each whistle function. So if you press function 2 the first time, you get one type of whistle from it. Press function 2 again, you get another whistle. And press it again, you get a third whistle.
I quite like that, actually.
So you're not getting the same thing playing all the time, which is quite nice, like you say. Then got traditional firebox shoveling, you've got injector sounds, there's guard's whistle, there's all that's going off with the locomotive as well. You can control all that manually. Or you can use the Triflex Sound Clever Function 28, which is automatic function control, which means then you just drive your locomotive and it chooses which sound functions to play during it running as well, which is quite a nice feature actually. So it can be quite fun to actually see what it can play out versus what you'd play out yourself personally. So
very nice. Now, obviously, you mentioned the Triplex chip and sounds and so forth, but for anybody who's wondering, can you run this model with its functions on a DC layout?
I know this one does require a DCC power feed, so you can control it being a Triflex sound. It's one with the Bluetooth connection as well. You need to control it through the HM205 app to drive all the different sound functions on it. or if you want to, you can link it to your app, manage all your CVs and all that kind of stuff through the HMDCC app, and you can drive through a conventional DCC controller, but it does need DCC for this.
Fair enough. Well, look, if you haven't got into DCC yet, then you can actually get the triplex system here at the Key Model World shop. It's very easy and quick to install, and you can play trains over here with the P2. Now, as far as price and availability goes, Mike, when are they available and how much are they selling for?
Well, they're already in the shops. They've sold out in quite a few places, but some are still around. And the price is $294.94 for one of these, fully ready to go out the box.
Well, look, as we've said and as you've seen, it is an amazing model. The smoke generator is just incredible.
It's fantastic. It really is additional. I mean, actually, we've seen smoke generators being done before with locos. Like I say, they're usually aftermarket parts, and they're good, but they're not great. And they've got some little intricacies. You've got to manage things. You've got to balance the right amount of smoke fluid and all that kind of stuff. Like I say, this is something that anyone could use.
Out of the box. Works perfectly.
Put some water in it, and you get to have a smoking locomotive. It looks fabulous coming through tunnels and bridges.
It really, really does. And of course, you can read a lot more about this particular P2 in Mike's review in HM205, the July edition of Hornby magazine, which is on sale right now, and you can see more at keymodelworld.com. In the meantime, though, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.